Today we are going to study colligative properties. Okay, so what do you mean by colligative properties? The properties of solution that depends on the number of solute particles present in the solution and not the nature of the solute in the present in the solution. Okay, so number of solute particle present in the solutions. So here the concept we can speak in terms of concentration of the solution. Okay, right. So here there are few examples for colligative properties, that is in the first type is relative lowering of vapor pressure. So relative lowering of vapor pressure means we can reduce the vapor pressure of the liquid, we are adding few amount of solute in the solutions. Okay. So the next one is elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point, we can increase the boiling point of the solution by adding some amount of solute in the solutions. Okay. So depression in freezing point, we can decrease the freezing point of the solution by adding few amount of solute in the solutions. Okay. The fourth one is osmotic pressure. Okay. So let's see one by one. The first one, relative lowering of vapor pressure. The first one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, simply we can say that RLVP. Okay, take two containers. The first container, let me take only for solvent. Okay, so while we are heating this solutions, all the solvent particles are present at the liquid surface. After that it gets evaporated. This is called vapor pressure of the solvent. Okay, vapor pressure of the pure solvent. At the same time the solvent is present, another one container, the same solvent is present. We are going to add a non-volatile solute. Okay, now the solute particles are occupy the space. Okay, here more surface area, the more would be the more evaporations or vapor pressure takes place. But here all the solute particles occupies. So what happened here? The reduce the pressure, the solute for non-volatile solute reduce the pressure of the solvent, that is called lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, so the little amount of solvent it gets evaporated, that is partial pressure of the solutions. Okay, so the P01 means vapor pressure of the pure component greater than the P solutions, that is P solution means it present both solute plus solvent. Okay, so the change in pressure equal to P01 minus P1. This is lowering of vapor pressure. This lowering of vapor pressure terms divided by the pure component of the solvent. Okay, P01 means the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Okay, divided by vapor pressure of the pure solvent, that is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, so this relative lowering vapor pressure is related to the mole fraction. Okay, so mole fraction means that is suppose we are calculating the number of moles of solvent by the total number of solute plus solvent. Okay, at the same time x2 equal to n1, number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus solvent present in a solutions. Okay, n1 by n1 plus n2. Okay, so this relative lowering vapor pressure equal to the mole fraction of the solvent. Okay, so this is it can be explained by the Raoult's law. Okay, so what is Raoult's law? Total pressure of the solution is equal to the or directly proportional to the mole fraction of the solvent. Okay, so here the P1 pressure of the solutions equal to P01 into x1, the mole fraction of solvent. This is equation 1. Okay, so it can be we got the Raoult's law. Okay, so the binary solutions of the mole fraction, the sum up of mole fractions x1 plus x2 equal to 1. Okay, so take this x1 equal to 1 minus x2. Okay, so apply the x1 value into the equation 1. Okay, we can get P1 equal to P01 1 minus x2. Okay, so P1 equal to this term is P01 is multiplied by, we can get P01 minus P01 x2. Okay, so we can interchange this term P01 x2 to here and P1 to that. P01 x2 equal to P01 minus P1. Okay, so this is called, we can get x2 mole fraction of the solvent equal to P01 minus P1. This is lowering of vapor pressure. This lowering of vapor pressure is divided by the pure solvent, vapor pressure of the pure solvent P01. Okay, so the relative lowering vapor pressure del P equal to P01 minus P1 by P01. Okay, so here this term delta P by P01 equal to related to mole fraction of the solvent. Okay, so the mole fraction of the solvent here, little amount of solute, non-volatile solute added to the solvent. So here x2 means N2 by N1 plus N2, number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus solvent. Here this case, little amount of solute we can add, so solvent is excess, solute is less, so this N2 is negligible, so we can take this N2 by N1. Okay, so the N2 by N1 equal to N equal to W, weight of solute by molar mass of solute. Okay, so the lowering of vapor pressure, that is change in vapor pressure by P01 equal to N2 by N1. This N2 by N1, N2 is a solute, number of solute, N1 is the number of solvent. Okay, so weight of solute by molar mass of solute divided by weight of solvent by molar mass of solvent, we can get W2 by M2 into, so this term interchange this M1 by W1. Okay, so delta P, that is delta P by P01, this is what, relative lowering vapor pressure equal to W2 by M2 into M1 by W1. This is weight of solute and weight of solvent, molar mass of solute and molar mass of solvent. Okay, did relative lowering vapor pressure. The second one, the colligative property is elevation in boiling point. Before that, we should know what is boiling point. The temperature at which vapor pressure of a liquid solution is in equilibrium with atmospheric pressure, that is called boiling point. Okay, so what do you mean elevation of boiling point? It is the difference between boiling point of a solution and boiling point of pure solvent. Okay, so here the delta sign, it represents the change in TB means change in boiling point, that is elevation in boiling point. Okay, equal to TB minus T0B. Okay, TB is boiling point of pure solution. Okay, T0B is boiling point of pure solvent. Okay, which one is greater? Pure solution, because the solution means it contains both solute plus solvent. Here suppose we may consider the boiling point of pure solvent like water. What is the boiling point? 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we can add the same solvent to some amount of sucrose or any salt. What happens? Its boiling point, it gets increases. Okay, so that is called elevation, the change in elevation in boiling point. Okay, so that we can write TB minus T0B. This is for more quantity, this is compared to that. Okay, depression in freezing point. So first of all, what do you mean freezing point? Freezing point of a substance may be defined as the temperature at which vapor pressure of liquid is in equilibrium with vapor pressure of solid. Okay, so a liquid directly converted to a solid, that much of temperature we may call that is freezing point of a particular liquid. Okay, so depression in freezing point, it is the difference between freezing point of pure solvent and freezing point of the solutions. Okay, so the change in, that is depression in freezing point, TF equal to T0F minus TF. Okay, the T0F, that is freezing point of pure solvent. Why we have to write this freezing point of pure solvent first? Because it is a larger quantity. Okay, suppose yes, liquid it gets converted into solid form of ice. Ice, it is a 0 degree Celsius. We are going to add a non-volatile solute like urea or sodium hydroxides. What's happening? Completely decrease the freezing point because of the freezing point till minus 4 degrees Celsius. Oh, so that the freezing point of pure solvent is larger than that of compared to that freezing point of solution. Okay, is osmotic pressure. Okay, before that we should know that what is osmosis. The spontaneous unidirectional flow of solvent from lower concentration to higher concentration solution through semi-permeable membrane, that is called osmosis. Okay, so I will show you how the osmosis takes place. Here this is for split up into semi-permeable membrane. Okay, for this we may consider this is a high concentration like solutions. Solution means both solute as well as solvent. Okay, here we may consider only for solvent, that is low concentration. Okay, the low concentration solvent, the lower concentrated to passing through this semi-permeable membrane, lower concentrated to this high concentration solution. This process is called osmosis. Okay, for example, dry grapes. Dry grapes means there is no water content. Suppose take some dry grapes or raisins. So the whole night put into the water. What's happening? Next day we can see all the waters enter into this dry grapes. Okay, its size become swells or raise. That process is called osmosis. That process is called osmosis. Okay, what is mean by osmotic pressure? Okay, the excess of pressure on the side of solution that stops the net flow of solvent from lower concentrated to higher concentrated concentration solution via semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so before that we studied osmosis. Osmosis means the solvent, the low concentrated flow from low concentration to higher concentration. Here the we have to apply the extra pressure. Here you see that this is piston. Use this piston, we have to apply the pressure. That pressure to prevent the prevent the concentration, the solvent through this low concentrated to higher concentration. It will stop, completely stop because of this semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane, it made up of animal bladder or cellophones. Okay, so what is the use for this semi-permeable membrane? Only it can be allowed for solvent, not for solute. Okay, so that is osmotic pressure. Okay.